Maybe even with his brother getting knocked out earlier in the round, you might have just thought, oh, I might pull out of this one.
No, he's a Selwood. They don't do that.
It was almost payable. Turnover, Pritis, and that makes them pay. Turnover, first goal, West Coast on the board. Cox, Shuey with the zinc on. Inside 50, hoping for, well, either will do. Ebert was there. Initially, I don't think Ebert thought it was his ball, but then he realised, no, I'm getting a little bit of protection. But can he finish? That's the big question. Kicked 8 goals, 12 last year.
Well, Darling actually did really well there to protect his teammate Ebert. As Ferreira was happy to come over the top then.
Nice. Perfection. A season opener here. They've won all 11 of their round 1 games played here, the West Coast. Nikoski hunts it down Embley. Here's an easy goal. Strolls in from 20. And the blink of an eye, the West Coast Eagles in front. Can they get a score from the turnover? Lynch hands it back again. From 50, sends it long, goal square. Kennedy! Fantastic use of the body. And Kennedy will line up from essentially 4 metres out. But because he marked it just outside the goal square, will be on a slight angle. Jacko.
Yes, Andrew Gaff's come on for Chris Marston. He's got a knock on his knee, so he's got ice on his knee right now. Boys, I'll find out later on the extent of that damage.
Okay, so the sub already used for the West Coast as Kennedy kicks the goal. West Coast back in front. Ebert can give it off. Shuey, the leads come. Sends it to the Kennedy direction. Almost a scoop up. Maybe goal-worthy for Lacroix. He is sensational.
For him right now, so just so he can last for the 4 quarters.
Nikoski kept that alive beautifully. Embley, can he find Hams? Umpire kind of got in the way again there. Rawlings shoots it up. Tarrant almost caught. Zeeble needs to hit a target. That was almost a fumble. It was a fumble. Ball.
Well, it was a great tackle. That was what it was. He went to cut back inside. And your man, Jacko, Darling, who's been pretty aggressive, got a good piece of his left arm, which was the key.
Will he kick it?
Big Jack for his first goal in AFL footy. I mentioned the fact that he's had a checkered past. He had a score for a little while for an indiscretion.
Gee, give him a hard run.
Well,
Give him a cook.
Poor old mum and dad at home.
Well, he was forced to miss the draft camp. And he squeezes it in. If he can place, that's all that matters. First gamer.
16-9, the free kicks in favour of North Melbourne. That's why the locals are getting a bit unhappy.
Scott McMahon.
Oh, another turnover.
Kennedy. Can he make them pay? Lacroix won't miss from there. Goes low, but goes straight. Inboard. Good movement. Waters.
Good
long.
kick.
Darling is in the box. Sees. He might be the Darling by the end of it.
Well, someone's got to stand up now that Lacroix's not there, and Darling, that was a great set of hands because he had plenty of pressure behind. It was a great kick by Beau Waters. He put it out in front, put it to the advantage side, and clunk. Beautiful catch with plenty of pressure. I've got a smack in the back of the head too, but by all reports, he doesn't mind that.
For their biggest lead of the game, the West Coast Eagles. For a 19-point margin. And he strikes it perfectly. And for the first time in this game, they lead by more than 3 goals. Oski sits it up again. Darling. Cox is down there. Off hands, Darling. Might be a free. Cox's ball.
Yeah, I thought he's been everywhere, has he, Dan Cox? He's a leading possession winner on the ground. This will be his 24th disposal. He's taken 8 marks. A couple of inside 50s. It's going to be his first goal as well. He could very well be the difference, which is what we were worried about before the game when Todd Goldstein pulled out.
Scott Thompson's got to be smarter than that. Grabbed an arm and Cox kicks the instant reply. Opportunity. Rosa floats it long. Cox is down there with the reach. Kennedy, back of the pack. Nikoski. West Coast Eagles back in front. Out of their away. Rosa. lines that could go all the way. Cox is into square. He's got the reach. He's ignored Kennedy.
Option.
Embley was down there, couldn't take the mark. Embley back in the pack. It rolled to him, and Cox all alone. They lead by 9. Gaff, the steal. Nikoski on 50, punched away. Nikoski pounces, runs in, open goal, spears it through. That could be terminal.
Because they can't save it, they've got to go on attack and try and kick the next goal.
Cox wants it long and high again. It's in his direction. Goes up, almost. Well played by Swallow. Just got a hand in time. Scott Selwood went low, trying to get the free. So too Shuey sucked the umpire in.
Cox is cramping up severely down here at half forward.
He's in a world of pain, boys, but he's hanging tough. He's just trying to draw a taller option, so he can't keep playing, but he won't go into the ruck any further of this game, boys.
And be careful not to pull a muscle when you're cramping that severely.
Now, Shannon Hearn's hanging around here. And he's a thumping kick.
Harvey's just realised that.
Yeah, that's experience. He wasn't going to let that happen. We could just dag around and just go whack from 55. Look, Shuey's is a pretty good kick, actually.
Strikes it and sends it all